Hi there, welcome to round 13 of my F1 2012 career mode. I am Love Spuds and we're at Monza in Italy, and here is the guide for the track.
Okay, here we are, a lap of Monza, the fastest track we go to all season. Make sure you get a good balance on this lowest downforce configuration that we run throughout the entire F1 calendar. On the run out the last corner, make sure you get a nice clean exit, DRS open and a boost occurs as well. Look out for the 200-meter board into turn 1. You want to brake just after that because it's ever so easy to lock up the front or the rear end. Right hand, then left. Don't touch those curbs too much. You don't want to upset the balance and lose that traction on the exit as well. It's easy to wheel spin there before coming into the Curva Grande, full throttle, 6, and then up into 7th gear. Now eyes to the bridge in front. Use that as a reference. Get the car over to the right-hand side and brake just after the 100-meter board. Don't use too much of the curb, so you want to attack them relatively aggressively because you want to keep that momentum on the run out that corner towards the two Lesmos. Nice cambered in corner that helps the balance of the car. Not too much exit curb before the next Lesmo corner comes up at you pretty fast. Now onto this nice winding straight round this left-hand corner. It's bumpy here. You feel the force going through your spine as the track compresses. Now up the hill towards the Ascari chicane. Brake and down 3 gears. You want to use all of the left-hand curb available to open up the right. Hug the inside corner, flick the car to the left and look to the right-hand side. Use that extra piece of tarmac to help carry the momentum down towards the parabolica. Now ease the car over to the left-hand side. You can use this piece of concrete as a reference where to brake before this brilliant corner, the parabolica. The car often understeers here mid-corner, but you can help that out by using the DRS, opening up that rear wing. That helps the balance and sends you on your way to finish the lap here in Monza.
Okay, here we go for qualifying 3. We managed to make it through. That last lap was a 9th place. Good enough for that position, but our objective is 6th place, so I need to push on for another lap. We have 50 seconds to go. This will be my last lap of qualifying, so leaving it right to the last minute as usual. Not many corners on this track, but you have to get your braking zones properly correct, if that's even whatever, but you have to get them spot on, should I say, that's a better word, to get around these chicanes safely. Sort of cutting a corner there, but it's still sort of counted. I am 7/10 up on Vettel's time thus far, but it's actually a couple of tenths off my best time, so I need to pick up the pace a little bit in the last 2 sectors. Going around the Lesmos there, they prove to be a bit of a nightmare in the race. You'll see that when it comes. Coming round now, I'm actually gone purple in this sector. There is a car in the way that seemed to have gone off at Ascari there. Weber. I don't know if he actually went off or he's going extremely slowly, but he definitely wasn't going very fast. So now I've got to finish the current lap. Got to make sure I get this a bit right. It's sort of mucked up a little bit here on Parabolica, but coming through now. Got DRS open. No more cars left, and coming across the line for a 1:24.0. So 3rd place, 2nd round of grid behind the 2 Red Bulls. Fernando Alonso starts alongside me. McLaren's behind us. Grosjean Rosberg, who is our rival that I selected after Spa. Kimi Räikkönen, Sergio Perez. So yes, Nico Rosberg is our rival. We have to beat him in as many races as possible to get the opportunity for his seat next year. So here we go, here's the start, light's gone out. I've got a very good start coming up behind Vettel, but sort of losing ground a little bit due to my lack of pace. And I've got a McLaren coming up on the inside of that corner there, but I'm on the inside of this one. Unfortunately I couldn't turn anymore, so I sort of pushed Hamilton out a little bit, but no harm done. So now I'm in the slipstream of Hamilton, and Hamilton's the slipstream of Vettel. Let's see if we can make it 3 abreast. Ooh, just had enough room there. A little bit messy, but we held on to it. But managed to overtake Hamilton into that chicane. So now come around Lesmos. Red Bulls are starting to create a little bit of a gap there with Weber in the lead. Our objective is to win the race. Let's see what we can do. Didn't take that corner very well, but still, I have my curves. I've got a little boost down to this straight that ends up in Ascari. So the gap now is 2 seconds to Vettel. I'm sure he might pull away. Yeah, it looks like he is. I think I might have a little train behind me of cars. Although I might not go for the win in this race, my objective is to finish ahead of Rosberg. I mean, Mercedes, yes, they didn't do very well in the real world 2012, but they're doing okay. They're doing okay in this game, not too bad. And I want to switch teams anyway, so if I can get that contract, that'll be not bad. That'll be a new experience, a new car for you guys to look at as well. As Hamilton had the much greater straight line speed into that first corner, but we overtook him again by outbraking him. Looks like I could settle down now for a next not 13 laps, but next excuse me, next 12 or 11 laps. The gap is slowly increasing to Vettel. I'm trying to take these Lesmos in these corners at half decent speed, but I sort of keep going a little bit wide on the second Lesmo, which is costing me a bit of time. I think the first time I went around there it was a bit of a corner cut nearly, and now I've gone too wide, so still trying to find the right positioning there, especially when the car is a bit full of fuel compared to qualifying. 2.9 seconds. They seem to be losing about a second a lap against those Red Bulls. I'm holding everyone up here in a little train because Hamilton is right up behind me. I have no doubt he'll probably be in the slipstream and pass me as we go down to the first corner. Especially as DRS is now enabled. He won't be able to use it yet. He'll be able to use it on the next next time we come around, or the next DRS zone, which is on the run down to Ascari. So just holding in behind here. I will talk about Vettel becoming triple world champion. 3 consecutive titles, along with Red Bull's 3 consecutive constructors titles. An amazing feat, and one that might not be repeated for quite a while. Who knows, maybe he'll go for his 4th title next year. Remain to see how well the car goes. Here we go, here we go. And I've lost the front wing and got a puncture.
Lost your front wing. If you can nurse the car back to the pits, we'll fit a replacement.
Absolute disaster for the Love Spuds. That's where it all goes wrong.
Drop in pressure. Looks like a puncture. Box, box, box.
It's definitely a puncture. Luckily the tyres don't rip themselves to shreds in this game.
Don't forget,
A little bit of contact up front as well. There's a bit of debris on the track. So should have slowed down a lot more before this corner because I went straight into the gravel. So yeah, I went a bit too wide, even wider than last time. Got onto the throttle too early, and that sent me into the barriers. Really, that should have put me out of the race, but after all, this is only a game. And now I am 23rd out of 23. It looks like Petrov has retired. Don't know why, don't know how, but I am dead last, and Petrov is behind me and not overtaking me. And there's 23 cars on the track. So coming to the pit straight away, going straight onto the primes. Let's see if I can make up some positions here, because of how much time I lost, considering I was challenging for a podium position, even if I was holding people up in a little spud train. It's 5.5 seconds, that's reasonable for a nose change. Coming up out behind Hulkenberg. So at the moment I'm dead last. Anything I do now, making a move into the first corner. Wasn't expecting to brake so early, but that's one position down. Only another 22 to go to meet my objective. It's a big ask considering I'm a bit slower than some of the cars at the front. The worst part about it is Rosberg is up in the top 10, so I won't be catching him anytime soon. So it looks like in our rival battle I'm going to be losing 1-0. Never mind, still plenty of races left in the season. We've got Singapore, Japan, Korea, India, Abu Dhabi, America and Brazil left to go, so there's plenty of time. So while I'm catching up with the others, I can now talk about the Brazilian Grand Prix that was a couple of days ago at the weekend, and what a Grand Prix that was. Probably one of the best I've seen in a very long time. And the way Vettel came back from being hit by Senna, well, not being hit by Senna, but he turned into Senna, as I understand it and as I look at it, and my opinion is that he turned into him. Probably didn't know he was there. I mean, Senna didn't actually realise he was going to be up that close, because he overtook a few people, was looking to overtake a few people into that corner when the incident happened. And Vettel just moved across and then ended up spinning around, actually going backwards on the track, ended up dead last, and he fought his way back through the field. Had a couple of dodgy tyre changes, went onto the wrong tyre at one stage. It was, I think it was a slick, and he needed the intermediates. No, what was it? Yeah, he was on. He tried to make the move onto slicks, but it was actually too wet, and he had to go back onto intermediates. The weather was absolutely amazing that race. Talk about a bit of rain to spice things up. But Vettel coming back all the way to 6th, with a little helping hand from Schumacher, of course, the 7-time world champion, having his last race of his career, or his second career should I say. Came out of retirement, came back to Mercedes for 3 years, now he's gone. He let Vettel pass him towards the end of the race. Just let him be sure that he took the title. And to think those two men, Vettel and Schumacher, now have a decade's worth of world championships between them. It's unbelievable. Just two men hold 10 years worth of world championships. I mean, it's unbelievable. But yeah, that move ensured that Vettel was definitely going to win the championship. Alonso, there was no way he was going to win the race. He had to get the podium, and that's what he did. Also with a little help from Hulkenberg, getting a bit messy on the first corner, about midway through the race, racing against Hamilton, trying to take the lead back. Lost control of the back end, trying to go around the corner, and whacked Hamilton, put Hamilton out the race. Hamilton's last race for McLaren as well, before he moves to Mercedes, takes Michael Schumacher's seat. So that meant yeah, Hamilton was out of the race. Hulkenberg actually ended up fighting all the way back up to 5th, which was a very good drive from him. If he didn't mess up, maybe, just maybe, he could have been on the podium or even won the race. He done really, really well. But yeah, no taking away from Button though, but Button did sort of inherit the lead, but he had a very good race, and he's one of the masters of changing conditions. He knows how to work tyres, he knows how to drive in those sorts of conditions. And you know, he held on for the win, just we sort of bish bash bosh our way through some of the back markers that we're actually racing against. But we've moved up to 18th, moved up a few places, and we're going to make a move on Perez, who for some reason is down in 17th. Just outbrake him into this corner, and simply done. Now I've got to catch up to Ricciardo, who's 8 seconds up the road. Not many more laps to do that in. This, the fact that I spun out early on would have been okay in a 100% race. Might have made up some more ground, but now it definitely means that I've got a job in my hands to catch up to him in the next 4 or 5 laps or so. And now I've got Perez harassing me as well. He should probably have DRS on me on the main straight, but still. But anyway, back to the race. I mean, I was really hoping Alonso could manage to pull it off, but you know, not to deny not to say Vettel doesn't deserve it, he truly does, the way he has been driving. He may, yes, he may have the best car, and a lot of it is down to the car, but he is quite exceptional in himself. I mean, but if you put a good a driver as he is in a car like that, designed by Adrian Newey, the god of aerodynamics, yeah, it's definitely a winning combination, as it has proved over the last 3 years. It's just a shame Alonso hasn't had a car to actually properly challenge for the title. I mean, Ferrari, they got lucky this year. They had a really, really bad car, considering that Ferrari are one of the best teams in the business. And for a car that was like half a second off the pace at the start of the season, hardly ever winning unless it was wet, such as Malaysia, and the exception which was Valencia as well. But that was a strange race as well. Everything happened in that day, because he came up from like 11th place or something to end up winning the race. That was kind of lucky as well. But as with all things, fate played its hand, and Sebastian sort of did get a little bit lucky. I mean, he may have had the alternator issue in Valencia, which meant he couldn't have won the race, even though he was going to do a whitewash. But Alonso could, if he wasn't taken out of 2 races in Spa and Japan, then who knows, maybe he would have been world champion. But that's just how the dice rolls in the world. And unluckily it happened to be 2 Lotuses as well. Grosjean in Spa flying over the top of him, and Raikkonen sort of hitting the back of him, but that's only because Alonso sort of squeezed him out a bit too far and was trying to, not that he intended to, but he moved in on him a bit too early. I think Raikkonen didn't have anywhere to go, so that meant Alonso ended up spinning out of the race. But that's just how things go, really. And then to have all that culminate in a fantastic race in Brazil, where Vettel was champion by about 3 points. I think it's about 3 points on the final standings, 3 or 4 points. But the margins were so close, it was unreal. But it was a fantastic race, definitely. And plus, to mention the back markers as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, Caterham moved up to 10th position in the constructors' standings, which is worth a hell of a lot of money for them compared to where they were in 11th, because one of the Caterhams managed to actually finish in what is it, 11th? Yeah, 11th. I think it was Petrov managed to finish in 11th, which was the best result amongst those teams who haven't scored any points. Because how it works down there is if the teams have no points down the bottom, it works on the best position. The reason Marussia ended up in 10th place for a while was because when I think it was Glock finished 12th in Singapore, I think it was. But in the end, Vasily Petrov finished in 11th, which meant Caterham managed to nab that 10th place back off Marussia at the last minute. So, ooh, breakdown. Ricciardo is out. There's a Toro Rosso of Ricciardo, out with an engine failure. Well, it could be anything really, you can't really tell in this game. But that means we inherit 15th. But yeah, it was a fantastic end to the season. And now I've got 4 months, pretty much, just under 4 months of what the hell am I going to do. Just going to have to wait for the new driver lineups, the new teams, not new teams, the unveiling of the new cars, the testing, and it all starts all over again on March the 17th, which is the Australian Grand Prix, and the merry-go-round happens all over again. That's very good. I hope Massa has a very good start to the 2013 season. I hope it's a lot better than the 2012 season for him, because by the end of the season he was the perfect teammate to Alonso. In Brazil, for example, last race, he got ahead. He managed to get himself ahead and hold up people, and then he managed to get Alonso catapulted up into 3rd place in those opening laps of the race. That was very good. Yeah, if there's one man you want on your side, that's Massa, because he knows exactly where to put himself. It's a shame he had such a horrible start to the season. Then he could have actually been up there with the boys fight for that championship. But you know, Ferrari have given him another chance, given him another year at Ferrari. So see what he can do. Also, there might be only 11 teams next year as well, because HRT are in trouble. If they can't find a buyer, if they can't find anyone to take on that team, they may not even be on the grid next season, which is a real shame. I know they were pathetically slow, but with some work they could have actually, you know, had a chance of mixing it with the back markers. But it never happened. They were always off the pace. They were never going to catch up with anyone, always going to finish last, and unfortunately that's how things go. It's a bit of a dog-eat-dog sport, really. If you can't keep up, then you're left behind. It's a real shame. 11 teams. You know, it wasn't that long ago. We were hoping for 13 teams on the grid. Have an extra one join in there. But alas, it's not to be. There will be developments over the winter months. See what happens. So yeah, hopefully it'll be 12 teams. Well, hopefully it'll be 13 teams. I'd like to see another team on the grid. It's nice to see a lot more people racing. Well, hopefully Kobayashi can find a seat for next year as well, because he is no longer going to be at Sauber. Esteban Gutierrez, another Mexican, is going to take Sergio Perez's seat, and Hulkenberg is moving from Force India to Sauber as well. So Kobayashi's got to do some serious looking around for a seat. Senna's seat at Williams is also under threat. Doesn't look like he's going to be staying now. I reckon Bottas is going to take his seat as we come up behind Verne. Senna might have a chance at Caterham with Charles Pic, who's moving from Marussia to Caterham next year. Yeah, so it's all a little bit of a change around going on next season. There won't be much change in the cars though. They'll remain pretty much the same, just a bit updated. The horrible stepped noses on these cars will disappear. They'll sort of be changed a little bit. They'll have modesty panels on them, just to make them look a bit better and to probably be more aerodynamic as well. But the real change will come in 2014 with the return of the turbos, 1.6 V turbos. That should be interesting. There'll be a totally different sound of those cars. Should be interesting. So there we go. We finished the race. Finished first. Failed, should I say. We finished 15th. Maldonado only managed 13th because he was just ahead there. Nico Rosberg ended up in 7th. So all in all, a bit of a disappointing race, but I do like the fact that I could catch up to the people in front, which makes me feel a little bit better about my driving. But that's why I feel this new professional difficulty is sort of my level, the level I should be at. If that was Legend, everyone would be pulling away like nothing. So Mark Webber won the race, Lewis Hamilton second, Sebastian Vettel in third, Fernando Alonso fourth. So in the Drivers' Championship, that doesn't mean too much. Nico Rosberg is only one place behind me though, only 4 points behind me. I'm on 75 and he is on 71. Lewis Hamilton still leading the Drivers' Championship with 214. 13 points behind is Alonso, so still fighting for the top spot there. Maldonado down in 11th with 41, and usual suspects down the bottom with Bruno Senna right at the bottom, because he's not racing at all. And if he's not racing, he can't climb the Drivers' Championship board, of course. So, there we go, that's how it looks there. And the Constructors' Championship, McLaren Mercedes are still leading on 345, followed 108 points by Ferrari. Williams are in 5th with 116, 10 points ahead of Mercedes. So hopefully we can finish ahead of them. But there we go, another failed objective due to my crash at the start of the first few laps. But hey ho, never mind. Join me next time for round 14 in Singapore, where hopefully we can redeem ourselves. See you next time.